Welcome to Shonen Flop Chibi, a First Impressions mini-episode where we talk about the first chapter of the series we'll be covering in depth next week with our lovely guest, Terrence Wiggins. I'm Jordan, and with me today, as usual, is my lovely co-host, David. Say hi, David.
Hi, David.
What series we're covering this week, David?
Oh, we're talking about Tista, or...
Oh...
Should I keep that on the down low because it's about some secret agents, kind of, but not really, well, legally distinct from the author's other work that we'll get into.
David, I think you mean Catholic secret agents?
Yes.
Some Catholic assassins? And by some, I mean one?
When you're talking about nunchucks, these are the nuns you're talking about.
Hey! But yeah, so tell me a little bit about this little series, Tista.
This series was created by Tatsuya Endou, and it ran from November 4th, 2007 to August 4th, 2008, and it was a monthly series. So despite it only being 9 chapters, it's about average, and it was 2 volumes. And Jordan, though, this is in our case of a series by an author that went to do much greater and better things. And in this case, Jordan, what did this author create later on in their career?
Glad you asked, David. As we all know, this author went on to create Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, Jordan's fucking with you. It was actually Bleach.
Yes.
Imagine if we just rip our mask off and we're actually covering zombie powder in this episode.
Yeah. Oh my god, guys. Yeah.
That would actually have been hilarious. But no, this is the creator of Spy Family.
This is the guy who did Spy Family, not, this is not Akira Toriyama.
Exactly. Jordan, do you mind kicking off the plot summary for what happened in the first chapter of this manga?
You know what? I think that's a pretty good idea. It's New York, which of course means it's gangsters. And David, I bet that you related very much to this setting as somebody who lives in New York.
I am. I'm walking here. I'm talking here.
Sometimes I'll just be talking to David and he'll just be like, I'm talking here. It's very strange. But anyway, yeah, not just gangsters, but Italian gangsters. For instance, one such gangster goes by the very normal Italian name of Stabano Frapechino.
That series just completely destroyed all sense of legitimacy with that.
Yeah, I can't take your series seriously when you introduce a gangster named Stabano Frapechino.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, Alfredo.
Here we go again.
Maybe we'll meet more of his family, and it's like Alfredo Frapechino.
Yeah, just for the record. So my puppy that I just got, its name is Ravioli, and I actually told Rachel that the next dog is maybe we'll name the dog Rigatoni, and then we'll just call the dog Tony.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. I try.
I like the idea of Ravioli's last name being spaghetti. But anyway, Mr. Frapechino is immediately murdered by a serial killer named Sister Militia, Catholic assassin. When she isn't shooting gangsters for the Lord, Sister Militia is a mild-mannered schoolgirl named Tista Orowin, who lives at a New York orphanage with a very New York nun and everything.
That nun's name is Bagel Statue of Libertia.
Yes, exactly. She's the only Catholic who likes bagels. Yes,
you got it.
Yes.
Notoriously banned in Catholic dogma.
Banned in Ireland.
I remember that part of Dante's Inferno, the seventh circle of hell people who make bagels. Which actually, probably in hindsight, is just very anti-Semitic.
I was just gonna say, I think that might have been there. But yeah, she also goes to a very New York high school. The hyper-effective assassin almost gets run over by a car, but her life is saved by a classmate with the equally normal name of Artie Droa. Or Artie Draw. Like, David, would you believe that he's an artist?
I wonder if originally they called him Artie Drawya, and they just thought that's too much.
Yeah, Droa is much more subtle.
We're definitely meeting someone named Frenchy Toast in this series.
Artie Droa, I feel like I encountered that character in a Phoenix Wright game. Yeah, but he's an artist, and he's also the real main character, by the way. He starts drawing Tista as soon as he meets her because, David, she doesn't know how beautiful she really is. Isn't that sad?
Oh, it's really sad.
Yeah, popcorn, David.
Tista tells him that she wants to be a teacher, and Artie starts monologuing about how cool dreams are. You know, Jordan, you know who else had a dream? Artie asks her on a date to the Chino Art Gallery. That's actually where he lives because he's just the fucking coolest.
Yes.
I wish I was him so much.
That's what David said.
That's true. Tista is sad, though, because she was assigned to kill the president of the gallery. However, when we learn that the art gallery wanted to smuggle heroin in Artie's art, we realize she's justified in murdering him. Artie tries resisting the heroin plan, and the evil art gallery guy, not the president, shoots him in his art hand. Oh no.
Oh no, that's his arting hand!
Thankfully, Sister Militia shows up just in time to shoot the bad guy in the brain, and which usually kills someone. But, you know, the series, I wouldn't have been surprised the series let you know that being shot in the head, you usually die. When Artie realizes she's Tista, because he's really perceptive. In the Catholic assassination debrief, Tista's boss asks her if she got attached in her last mission. She's silent. Of course she is. How could she not become attached to someone like Artie McDrawman?
Artie McDrawman.
Yes.
Drawer McArtface, you know?
Yeah.
Pencil Art.
O'Brien.
Anyway, at Pencil O'Brien.
Or Tracy's sketch from Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I remember Tracy's sketch. Yeah. It took me a second, yeah.
Okay, we're having too much fun with this. Let's get into it. So, Jordan, what were your first impressions on this?
Stabano Frapechino!
God, someone said that sounds like a JoJo character, and that's also true.
The thing is that Araki knows a little bit more about Italy, just slightly more. He makes ridiculous names in different ways.
Yeah.
And also, I can't think of a band named Stabano Frapechino yet.
Yeah.
But also, dude, the art's fucking amazing. What the fuck?
Yeah, this art's good. It's interesting how different the art is from... I was actually reading Spy Family this morning, which was a great contrast.
Yeah.
And his art has definitely changed in style. It's a lot more cleaner, I would say. But I definitely think this art, to me, to be honest, is rougher, but by no means bad.
I love it. I think that some of the compositions are incredible when he's like, the way that some buildings are shaded is absolutely fantastic. You know, we get these zoom ins on Tista's face and they look cool as hell. She's got like a little bit of the glasses shine. She's got like a dark background with like stuff happening. Mm-hmm. Like really fantastic.
I actually felt that there was a lot of cases where there was no backgrounds. It was just white without like stylization. Just felt like he just didn't feel like drawing a background.
Yeah, but the drawings where he does, he fucking knocks it out of the park. I mean, it's like, and those ones often have things going on too. Like, I genuinely don't really have anything bad to say about the art. It's kind of the only good thing about the manga.
Friends, we have among us another beachy, another instant bullet.
An Akaboshi situation. The art is great and everything else fucking sucks.
Yeah, just this plot was really stupid. The character names just make it seem so campy, but the rest of the series isn't. I also feel like the series is kind of like trying to be like, is she an assassin? Is she not? We made it really obvious that she is, but maybe she's not. Or is she? Yes, she is. But what if? And you're like, come on, dude, we like 6 pages in, it's pretty obvious she's an assassin. You don't have to fuck around with this.
They're not even hiding it. I mean, they have the head nun call her Sister Militia. They're not hiding it.
That's true. Also, oh my God, this is some terrible paneling. Did you see that panel I posted where me and our guests were both like, I don't know how to actually read the speech bubbles in this.
That's bad. I just reread the chapter. I don't think I read that the first time. I think I just kind of glazed over it.
Yeah, I gave up. There was so much text. Also, this series has so much filler in it. Like, this could have very easily been 40 pages.
Also, David, I feel like we read different translations.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll make sure all of us are reading the same translation for that sake. I did the one that Tucker was reading.
Here's the main difference is that in mine, Artie's name is Artie. And that is, by the way, that is not Artie, how the name Artie is spelled in actual America, but it is Arty, as in he's like a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends creature.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, he does art. He's Artie.
So the reason why Jordan mentions as mine's was Addie.
Yeah.
Like Atty, which is a really stupid translation of a name that's supposed to be very campy.
Absolutely. Also, like, it just loses it. Come on, man. Woolsey me.
Right?
Yeah. But also, David, one last thing I want to say is I knew that this artist was legit when I saw him draw Artie holding a pencil in a very specific way.
Yeah. And what was so notable about that?
First of all, the pencil he's holding, it is sharpened so that there's just a very long point. He's holding it in what I would call the artist style, where instead of holding it like you would normally hold a pencil, you kind of use all your fingers to hold it, and it's hard to explain.
It's like you draw with your forearm, right? Instead of your hand.
The point is to draw with the forearm, and the elongated graphite is to give you thicker lines if you want.
Like, you know who else tried to go to art school?
Exactly. I was like, oh, this guy did some figure drawing. This guy probably did get into art school. Wow, that's cool.
Oh, goodness. I have one last note, by the way. And did you notice that they pointed out that, like, the drugs are worth $2,004,000, at least in my translation?
Damn, that's a lot of heroin.
What was the fucking point of noting the $4,000?
Maybe he was just like, I'm going to shove a big amount of money in yen into a converter, and it's going to tell me how much this is in American dollars.
Yeah, that was probably like a billion yen or something.
Like a clean number.
The translator didn't really think about it.
Or maybe he did like this brain genius math where he like calculated how much heroin would have been worth and how much. No, I think the previous one's right, but that'd be funny.
Yeah, I'm also thinking, Matt, how catastrophically much heroin, $200 million worth of heroin in 2007 was.
Oh, yeah, that's less inflation, too. Are they just going to shove it into the fucking paintings? Like, hide it behind the canvas? How many paintings does Artie fucking have? How many is he going to sell? Like, David, if he's going to sell that many paintings, he's already a really successful artist, okay?
Let's see, what's the street value of 1 pound of heroin is?
Alexa, what is the current street
How
value
much does heroin cost?
Black tar heroin, specifically.
Yeah. So a gram of heroin costs about $20.
That's a lot of heroin.
And this notes that heroin is often cheaper and easier than prescription opioids.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
you hear that, everybody? The for-profit healthcare industry is, frankly, only helping the heroin addiction problem.
Yeah. So a pound of heroin is worth about $10,000, give or take.
Okay.
And so we'll say, yeah. So point is being, he sold a fuck ton of heroin through his art.
A lot of heroin. Like so many. So much.
You can just do the math. He sold over 27,000 pounds of heroin.
God damn. How much fucking art do you have?
Anyway, back to it. So,
yeah.
Jordan, would you read an art 10 chapters of this?
I would. I want to see more art. I want to see more stupid fucking names.
All right, you can tell me how that goes. I'm not touching this anymore.
Well, you are.
Damn it.
Sorry, David, you're trapped.
And I like how this is only 9 chapters. It's literally, would you finish the series?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, what do you think's gonna happen next?
So I think the main character's dad will be a bad guy. I feel like make this guess every manga, and it's got to be right at some point. Artie will have some sort of superpower, I think, as well. And this series will have a big we live in society bottom text energy.
Yeah, so I think that Artie is the main character, but he will not develop superpower eye thing. No. I do think that Artie is the main character, though, the way that this is fucking structured. So that's my first guess.
Yeah.
My second one is Artie is going to save Tista, David, and he's going to show her how beautiful she is and encourage her to be a teacher. My last guess is from here, the plot will heavily revolve around Tista trying to help Artie cope with his damaged art hand. Oh, David, aren't you so sad that Artie got his hand shot?
Can't Artie hard anymore.
No. Anyway, what's your power word?
My power word is blurry. She needs glasses, and man, oh man, it was a fucking blur to read this manga because I had so much trouble reading some of the panels.
Oh yeah, real quick, by the way, how the fuck is an assassin a sniper who is able to like shoot into a moving car? How is her eyesight bad?
Yeah, she has like very thick glasses, but has like special magic eyes.
Like, what the fuck? I like, maybe the series is going to mention it. If they don't, that's fucking bizarre. But anyway, my power word is Yankees. You know, man, gotta know how them Yankees are doing. I'm supporting them Yankees. Do a New York accent.
I always love how Yankee in King Arthur's Court or something? No, that's a kid in that's also an isekai. What is it? How Mark Twain wrote an isekai story.
A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, yeah.
Truly one of the first isekais of the American narrative.
And by the way, David, the joke with the kid in King Arthur's Court is that he's on a Little League baseball team called the Yankees.
Fuck, that's really good.
Yeah. Also, what's his name? James Bond. Fuck, he's in that movie.
Which one?
Oh!
Or you mean the fictional character James Bond shows up?
Yes, it's very strange, a double isekai. No, the Skyfall one.
Daniel Craig,
thank you. Yes, he's in that movie.
Fucking amateur hour here. But you know who aren't a bunch of amateurs? The people who send us questions for our Q&A. So let's get into that. As a reminder, you can post them in the Shonen Flop Discord, and we give priority to people who that's their first question being asked, are a patron, or haven't had their question answered in a while. And we want to say thank you so much. We've answered over 200 questions. Very exciting. Very awesome. Yeah.
Also, David, I just want to say, I thought you were going to say, and you know who else was in a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court? Or fuck! You know who else was in a kid in King Arthur's Court? Okay, there.
You know who else sent us questions?
Who?
Base Carrier.
Oh!
So they asked, though, when a game, website, you name it, implements a little gimmick that works like an 8-octave scale piano, what is your go-to song to play on it? And I think we all know that the biggest thing, of course, is playing it on the pots and pans in Metal Gear Solid.
Wait, when does that happen? How do I not remember that? I'm such a Metal Gear fan.
In Metal Gear Solid 2, there's like a kitchen and you can play music on like the pots and pans.
Oh my god, those games have so much fucking depth. Holy shit. But yeah, anyway, it's basic, but I just go for Smoke on the Water, man. Simple as hell, pentatonic scale, like one blues note. There you go.
I always do the Futurama theme. Dun, 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 dun.
That's actually Louie Louie.
From Chemmy Chems, what is the earliest in the series run you had something clink in your head that it was getting axed? I knew, actually just from the beginning, when I was reading Zip Man, I was like, this manga does not have legs. And I was ready, got canceled.
Yeah. Oh man, what's that one? Ichigaki's Lost Control. It hasn't been, I don't think it's been canceled yet, but when it is, I'll say the first page.
There's definitely been manga where we were like, okay, so we're just gonna wait for this to get canceled. I know Duran Duran, we were like, we're just gonna wait. It actually lasted longer than they were expecting, but it still got axed.
Yeah, that is true. We can kind of tell.
Yeah, you can just sort of tell sometimes.
Yeah.
That new Cypher Academy, we're just waiting for that to get canceled.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Or Protect Me Shikamaru, I was like, this is getting canceled.
Oh, yeah, that was obvious, too. A lot of the gag manga, you know?
Yeah.
Gag manga are extremely hard to make work in Shonen Jump.
It's also because High School Family already is peak gag manga.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, though. It's like, you gotta be like a High School Family level thing to really just make it.
Oh, man, that was a great chapter this week.
Even a Gravity Boys wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, rest in peace. Great series, though. We just finished it, but we'll promote that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
And then next up is from Pushover Media Critic. I believe this is their first question. Which two main characters from Shonen Flops would have the coolest / most interesting fight with each other? I feel like you're going to dive into the Candy Flurry well.
No, I think I'm going to go with Red Sprite guy and no, I'm going to go with Jim Naruto and the guy from Neolation, who's really crazy good with computers and shit, because he can use electric powers.
I was going to say Neolation versus BT from Cool Shock BT, because they would do some like 500 IQ mind game battle against each other.
I take it back. I go with that one.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted the Neolation guy.
Yeah, but I was thinking Neolation too.
Oh, or what about BT and Super Smartphone Kid? Now, that kid was dumb, actually.
Nah, he's dumb. The smartphone did all the work for him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. His main thing was just calling the cops.
Yeah, he called the cops like 6 times.
That's basically all he did in that series was call the cops.
Oh my god.
What a dumb series.
It really, really was, wasn't it? That reminds me at some point we do want to do like a battle royale or like a tournament with all the protagonists. So maybe we'll do that at some point on Patreon.
Yeah.
Next up from Ego, give us a question, Shonen Flop. Jordan, do you have a question for the audience?
Has it ever occurred to you that you may be living in a technological dream world where giant machines leech off of your body's heat for energy and everything you see around you?
I mean, we all have a Facebook.
Everything around you is just a hologram? How about you, David? What's your question?
Mine would be, so if you had any legitimate feedback for the show, I would love to hear it. Or also, if there's anything that's really preventing you from becoming a patron, I would really be curious if there's something that we could do to just make it more appealing or interesting. Because again, it really does help support the show. And it is always really great to get some direct feedback from the audience about how we are doing as a show.
That's how we do it. ABC, always be selling. Yeah.
Next up, final question is from T. Wolfwood, who asks, what mangaka would win Jeopardy? And Jordan, I think you and I both know the answer to this.
Araki. I don't think any mangaka out there can touch the amount of useless trivia that Araki has in his head.
I can think of one offer, I think, Ashley, that would at least challenge him. I think Oda would have a pretty good shot, given the depth of knowledge he has. Like, for instance, one of the ancient zones, he actually redesigned how the zone looked because they had updated what the official scientific expectation of what the dinosaur actually looked like. And he started drawing the tail differently because they updated. So he is definitely in the know about, like, science and history.
No. Here's the thing, David. Here's the issue. Jeopardy is about random facts, like about celebrities and shit like that. The things that Oda studies have more of a purpose. He looks into things intentionally. Araki just knows a bunch of bullshit.
Araki does know bullshit.
He just knows a bunch of random trivia shit, you know? Like Oda definitely knows a lot about, like, a lot of subjects and stuff, but I don't think he would be able to touch Araki in just trivia.
There's no doubt. Everyone, it's Araki. That's just the fact.
He definitely knows about celebrities. Oh, actually, real quick, there is one mangaka who could give him a run for his money, I think, and that is the guy who writes Baki. Because the random shit that is just mentioned and explained in Baki is just insane. Just like the weird shit about, like, oh, hey, this celebrity over here did this, and that led to Baki discovering that he can slap people a certain way. Like, it's ridiculous. I do think that Araki would win, though.
There's no question about it. Listener, be curious if anyone has anyone they think would also be a strong contender. But that is all the time we have for today. Jordan, I want to start by saying thank you so much for all of your hard work on the show and editing this chibi.
Thank you so much, David, as well, for your hard work and for editing this chibi.
Oh, no problem.
And for running a lot of other shit, you know?
Yeah, I do it all, baby.
And for going to business school.
I did. My name, Money Schoolman.
And for living in New York so that we have like a correspondent there for this manga, which takes place in your hometown.
You actually can see my house on page 5, panel 2.
It's actually right under the giant banner for Spider-Man, which is in the manga.
Need pictures of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yes.
Yes. Carl Webinson.
What if, like, they took off Spider-Man's mask and it was just some dude named Kroll Spider-Man?
A Hideo Kojima production.
Oh, that is a Hideo Kojima name!
Yeah, anyway, props to Shannon for the awesome cover art. You can find her online at illuminyatea. Thank you, Dylan, for assistance with editing. Find his podcast, Anime Out of Context, at animeoutofcontext.com. Thanks to Tucker and Maxie B for assistance with pronunciation, translation, and other miscellaneous research. You can find us on Twitter at ShonenFlopcast and our website, shonenflop.com. We're also on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or wherever else you get our podcast. Come join the Shonen Flop Discord. Open to everyone, patron or not. Hang out with us, talk about anime, games, or whatever else is on your mind. Have a monthly movie night, and you can find a link to it in the show notes or on our site. We are at almost 500 people, which is absolutely insane.
Absolutely nuts. I'd love to hit that marker.
Yep. And speaking of big community, we have just celebrated having 50 patrons, which is so awesome. We are getting close to our $400 goal of doing a mini series on MO, and you can get a bunch of awesome exclusive perks, including listening in on the episodes, helping us decide what we cover next, and monthly bonus content. Jordan, what did we release this month for our patrons?
The final episode of our coverage of Gravity Boys. You thought they were dick jokes before.
Oh, man. We cover
the
infamous magical penis arc of Gravity Boys.
As David calls it, the Donkai.
Donkais are discussed. That is true.
Yes. If you like dick jokes, this is your content.
Yep. And then next month, though, we're going to be starting a brand new mini-series. Our patrons have decided, Jordan, what are we going to be talking about in February?
Doing the thing we did with Gravity Boys, but with a little manga known as Magu-chan.
Yes, and we are going to be having our first ever Patreon content guest. We are having the legendary Sean from Anime Out of Context, first ever person to come back on the show. We are very hyped. We're going to be having some other great guests, so keep an eye out for that super fun miniseries we're going to be doing on a fan favorite.
Hell yes.
And you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/ShonenFlop. And as one of our perks, I'm going to read off a lot of our wonderful patrons. Starting with the Chainsaw Man patrons, we have Roses Are Red, Violets Are Blue. I'm using my hand while I'm thinking of you. Me, same.
Wow.
Moving on down to the Dolphin Dad, we have Dude Man Bro Guy, tracking roving animals for all loving girls and raccoons Wolfwood. Going down to King of the Forest, we have 090Z, our newest patron, I believe, Albie, Cram, Sal Florane, sorry, you tell me if I'm butchering that, Darth Pikachu, Once a Nine Koi Review, Gabe Lando, Istrafont, Jacob Andrew Galloway, Josh Robinson, Kevin Briggs, Marty, Rachel, my wonderful girlfriend, she is taking care of the pupperino while I'm recording this. Thank you so much, Rachel. Scarlet Mirrodin, T, The Real Jory, The BB King, BB The, Trevor, and Trevor Schechner. Then finally, to round things out with the Galactic Ball Federation officers, we have Blah Moo, Brian Sexton, Dennis James Moan, Dolphin, Drago, True, Dylan Crider, Eric Alex Klein, Generic Man, Hans, Heavy Metal, Hermit Crab, I've had nightmares like this, says Misaka, Lincoln Frey, Manly P. Hall, Marabara, My Dad, Marvin Weinberger, Melvi, Mike Carpenter, Rosendo, Mendoza, Ryan Jasinski, Sarah Hydra, Mendoza, Sarah Frischler, Civic for Sent by Ash, Staghorn, Tyler Bowden, Wright, and ZZ Digital. My goodness, this list is getting longer every time. I love it. Thank you, everyone who's become a patron. This really means a lot to me.
By the way, David, I was listening to a little podcast called Knowledge Fight. You ever heard of that?
Yes, I have, actually.
They were talking about patrons, and I heard them say Blamumu.
That's awesome.
Are you cheating on us, Blamumu?
That's allowed. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess we are in an open relationship. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck off, Jordan.
It's hard. It's just hard to adjust. Anyway.
It's okay. But I have to adjust to this episode ending. So thank you so much for listening. Tune in next Monday for our full episode on this series featuring Terrence Wiggins.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And with that, this has been Jordan.
This has been David.
And you've been listening to Shonen Flop. David, say it.
Keep on flopping floppers.
Bye.
Bye.